It's the imagination of the heart that embellishes true events from the past that really make them live.
Ladies and gentlemen, Willie Morris.
The awards came about through my wife, Reba. Reba had two nieces who were in public school. She was talking to them about their reading, and she asked them, "How did you like To Kill a Mockingbird?" And both girls looked at her blankly. "What's that?" Reba came away from that saying, "We're going to do something about this. We're going to try to do something to get more attention to Southern writers. I think we should have a contest." The more she thought about it, she said, "Let's name it after your old friend, Willie Morris." The most rewarding thing, and it happens again and again, is the gratitude that the winners express. And I've heard so often, this really set me up as a writer. This determined that I was going to be a writer for my career. Last year's poetry winner came up to me and said, "Winning this award changed my life. It reaffirmed to me that I'm a poet, and that's what I'm going to be." My hopes have already been realized. Ole Miss is doing such a magnificent job with the award. They've expanded it to include nonfiction. I'm just thrilled with the quality of the people that are involved and the determination and the ambition and the care with which the award is being administered. It's all I could have hoped for. I first met Willie when his bus from Yazoo City rolled into Austin, and I and a delegation from the fraternity were there to meet him because a fraternity member from Mississippi had recommended that we meet this whiz kid from Yazoo City who was coming to the University of Texas. And so I guess there were 3 or 4 of us there. He had been described to us as this skinny kid from Mississippi. Well, he was unmistakable when he got off the bus. He was indeed a skinny kid. And he looked like, pardon me, David, he looked like he came from Mississippi. That was it. He entertained everybody with tall tales. Some undoubtedly factual, some fantasy, but it didn't matter. They were all wonderful.
I knew I loved sports and that I would be writing about sports, which I did for the Yazoo City Herald at the age of 12, covering games, baseball games like Yazoo City versus Belzona or Yazoo City versus Satarsha, and I did my first byline piece on the front page of the Yazoo Herald. And the next week I ran into Mr. Norman Mott Sr. in the Cars drugstore on Main Street, and he said, "Willie, we still want you to write for the sports stories, but next time, 2 things. Don't quote Keats' Ode on a Grecian Urn. And next time, would you please provide us with the final score," which I had neglected to do.
In many ways, he was a driven personality. When he wasn't driven writing a flamingly liberal editorial in the Daily Texan, he was making fun, and he was having fun. I managed his campaign as editor of the Daily Texan, which was an elective office. Most considered it more important than being president of the student body.
I was editor-in-chief of the greatest student newspaper in America, the Daily Texan at the University of Texas.
He won in a landslide, and I don't think my management had much to do with it, although I do sometimes claim that I launched him on his literary career, however untrue. When I think in his days at Harper's Magazine, the pressures were really extreme. He was under the gun from the owners about how much money he was spending to revitalize Harper's. Of course, he did revitalize it by engaging some of the brightest young writers of the 1960s. He did have a drive and determination taking on the Harper's job is a perfect example of that. That's ambition and risk-taking.
The oldest magazine in the country had to reflect what was happening in the largest society. And the only way to do that was to encourage the best writing of the day from the most daring and honest writers.
So Willie and a bunch of his friends came to the lunch, and of course Willie delivered the main talk. He was sober as a lord and funny as could be. He started off saying something like, "Dave Williams, you're living here in this magnificent skyscraper. You've got this big company. The name is on the front of the building. And I always thought you would be a success in business, but I expected you to be running a chain of laundromats in Austin." And he went on and on and on, and he was charming, of course.
We want to take Rob Reiner also to Doe's Eat Place.
He sent a message for you. Willie Morris is the greatest raconteur in Mississippi, but you best catch him after 10 at night, after the Southern comforts had a chance to kick in.
Well, that's when the raconteuring gets even more intense.
How do you hope Willie will be remembered?
In a couple of ways. One, on the quality of his writing and his many books. Another is something that Governor Winter said to me. He was congratulating both Reba and me having started this award. With no provocation from me, he said, "Willie Morris has done more than any single individual to reconcile the races in Mississippi." Well, maybe he's going to be remembered for that.
You're out there on your own at the edge of existence, and with that blank paper that you want to fill and that you have to fill. I really would advise a young person who cares for writing and is interested in literature not to enter into this terrain without the most profound personal commitment.